Do you know that when during a conversation, suddenly the air is out and an embarrassing silence fills the air? In order to avoid such an embarrassing situation in the future, we have a few tips for you today that will help you to keep a conversation going and to appear more interesting to your conversation partner. PsychoWorld today for you 4 ways to avoid embarrassing silence. Number 1. Everyone has some hobby, passion, or at least something they are mainly interested in. In this case, it would be useful to ask the other person about his or her leisure activities and possibly add a personal comment. What really always works is the simple question, "What are you doing right now?" This may be a standard question at first, but it doesn't miss the point. It's not so easy to talk about someone else's hobby because sometimes she doesn't share the same interests and you don't know about the hobby of the person you are talking to. But don't worry, just build the conversation around the following question and absolutely nothing can go wrong. Why does this hobby arouse so much interest in him? Suppose you meet someone who has a passion for skiing. You could answer him like this: "That's great. Skiing is really a demanding sport. What do you like so much about it?" Questions of this kind make the interviewer listen to him. Afterwards, they also like to tell why they are interested in this activity. Number 2. Dreams. Dreams are a very sensitive topic because everyone has certain goals that he or she is striving for or would like to achieve. In fact, the majority of people leave these dreams aside because they lack support. They get to hear from their environment that they should rather have a job than chase after dreams. If you come into the game now and help out, the other person will start to develop positive feelings for you. But dreams are an unsuitable topic to make someone more open-minded towards you. Before you address this topic, you should get to know each other a little. Often you can already imagine what kind of dream the other person has when you find out something about their free time. For example, if the person likes to play soccer, then he or she is probably pursuing the dream of becoming a professional soccer player one day. So the trick is to use this information and guess the rest. You could, for example, ask, "Have you ever considered becoming a professional soccer player?" Number 3. The profession. We spend almost half of our lifetime giving into our occupation, and therefore it is not unusual to talk about the occupation. Particularly in the phase of getting to know each other, we usually ask the other person what he or she does for a living. Here it is advisable to start the conversation at a deeper level. Let's say you are getting to know a young lady and ask her what she does for a living. Then she says that she is self-employed. Most people would now make the mistake of asking the next question, "Interesting, and what do you do?" Or also, "How did you do that? Was it hard?" What you have to keep in mind here is that when you ask questions like on the assembly line, you're no longer having a conversation but an interview, and that can put your interviewer off very quickly. Instead, just try to add a comment by saying, "Wow, I always think it's great when people have the courage to go that route. That deserves recognition." When you say that, you're automatically adding your personal opinion before moving on to the next question. This leads to a much deeper conversation than, "Oh cool, how did you do it?" And that brings us to our last tip, family. How do you say it? Nothing beats family. Several studies have shown that a conversation about family leads to the conversation partners feeling closer to each other than was the case before the conversation. The only catch, however, is that it can seem very strange when you ask a stranger about his family. It is best to start the conversation in such a way that the topic family flows into the conversation by itself. So make the first step and tell something about your family. Let's imagine you and your recent acquaintance are walking through the park on a beautiful summer day and you notice a few people barbecuing. They're having a great time and their hearty laughter echoes over to you. Then you say to your companion, "See those few guys over there? They really remind me a lot of my big brothers. They create a good atmosphere and can let go for a moment." That's important because older siblings usually set an example. How does it look like with you? Do you have brothers and sisters? That's how you direct the conversation towards family. In addition, you start the conversation with this, so that the conversation partner will take up the topic much more relaxed. If you do not have any brothers or sisters, you can say, "Have you ever wished you had any?" And again, you direct the conversation towards family. So that's it. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up and a subscription there. here comes another video from us, and otherwise do well, stay healthy, until next time, and ciao.